It's not easy to be a parent. So, to all your parents out there, thank you so much for the good, well done job that you're doing. It's not easy, guys, especially when you're abroad. But here's something that has been disturbing me so long. So, I've been seeing a trend whereby parents are now paying their kids to do house chores. Literally, like they negotiate prices. That if I make my bed, I'll get this much. If I clean the dishes, I get this much. If I do laundry, I get this much. And I understand, like parents, they are trying to, some of them say they are trying to teach their kids about money, and development and how the world works. Well, I know for a fact my generation and generations before, even you guys, if you are watching me, there is no time that parents used to pay us money to do house chores. If you are here, I don't know how life is going on for you. Because if probably my parents or my grandmother used to pay me money, I probably wouldn't be able to do any house chores right now. How did we get here whereby we are teaching kids that house chores is employment? House chores is like it's labor. You need to get paid for it. How did we get here? Really, like, I don't understand. So obviously we are taking our kids as our employees. Every month we need to pay them, and they're like, oh, here you are for all the work you did. This is how much I owe you. And I don't get it. I don't get the concept behind it. But anyway, me as a young parent, of course I have 3 young kids. Growing up is the values that I grew up with that I also want to impact on my kids. The same with my husband. We grew up in, a family that is like very African, and I don't think it's only about African, but like family oriented households whereby when you look at house chores, is not something that is like labor. How you contribute to the family. It's about being responsible. These are life skills that each and everybody needs when they grow up. So imagine if I grew up and I'm being paid, I'm literally being paid to do any house chores, and now I have a family of my own. How am I going to make it? How? Like, tell me how. I think paying for house chores, it creates that mindset whereby kids only see it as, if I do it, I'll get a reward. And that is not what we are here for as parents. We need our children to be responsible family members, to take care of ourselves and others as well. Like, it's a teamwork. This is a home. And if we are paying for these chores, I feel like these kids may start seeing family duties and as the same as going outside to look for work to earn money. So they may just start to associate both. Like, if I'm doing house chores, it's still the same thing as going out to look for work. And then it can distort their mind that they will not see how or why they should contribute to the family, because you have already told them that you need to earn money to do it. So imagine in my household, I have 3 kids and all of us, we are 5, and one will pour water, and I'll be expecting the person who poured water, like, you do it. But they'll be like, okay, you have to pay me to do it. Or someone will say, oh, if you want me to mop this water that someone poured, you need to pay me for it. Like, this is the mindset that we are creating for the kids. Nobody is taking responsibility anymore. I don't think anybody will be taking responsibility, because now you feel like you are so entitled. Anything that you need to do inside that house, it doesn't matter what it is, they need to give me money. There are so many lessons that you can learn from teaching the values of doing house chores without getting paid. For example, it promotes teamwork. You will be teaching your children to cooperate in the house, which means these are the life skills they are going to take wherever they are going. You are teaching them life skills which not will only work for them now, but will also work for them later in life when you are not even there. So like your daughter, do you know that one day she's going to move out and get married and have a house of her own, taking care of her own family? What did she learn from you as a mom or as a dad? Same thing with boys as well. They are going to grow up and go out and start a family of their own. Like, are they going to start a family and the wife will be complaining that, oh my goodness, this one does not know anything? They are used to have people pay for the services. They were paid for the services. They were paid for the house chores, and now they're looking for who to pay. to do these house chores for. And let me tell you, life in abroad is very, very expensive. Nobody has the time, nobody has the money to even just spend on that. Of course, we have people who have the money. Can you like do it for every day in your life? Probably not. Now, like you as a grown-up, like, okay, I give myself an example. No one is paying me to keep my home clean. Nobody is paying me to do laundry. Nobody is paying me to cook. Do you understand? So when you're teaching your kids to get paid for all these life skills when they are young, when they get old, who is going to pay them to take care of themselves? Chores that we are teaching our children, it prepares them in real life, because we are teaching them what to expect, not to expect a reward. It's necessary. And life skills doesn't come with a paycheck. So what I understand is kids, they like to be rewarded with your mouth. When they do something, a simple even task, just to say, oh, thank you for doing this. Oh, wow, this looks so clean. Thank you. That thank you, it goes a long way. Trust me, they will not even expect any monetary reward from you or from anybody. They won't, because now they understand that we are valued. And the other thing that also I want to talk about is, this is not about teaching kids how to be responsible when it comes to money. It doesn't mean that. It's so people will be asking, like, at what age can I start training my child to do any house chores? Guys, you don't need to train them. They need to see it from you. When some children, when they see it from their parents, they tend to imitate. So let's say you are doing something and you're always complaining, you are cooking, you're always complaining, you're cleaning, you're always complaining, and you're washing dishes, you're always complaining. They will not want, obviously, to be part of it. They want to be out of it. And I've seen with my baby, like, she may stop watching cartoon and come and join me to do whatever I'm doing. And the other thing as well is always pushing your kids away. Leave the kitchen, you're wasting water, you're doing this. Of course, we need to look out for that, because they will think this is just a game, but hey, your bills will just be going up. But like, you see your child is interested in the kitchen or to do any housework, you don't need to stop them from doing it. I've seen some fathers who will be telling their sons that they should not go inside the kitchen because a kitchen is meant for women. So how is that child going to learn? And I've also seen some parents who just want to delegate. They will just sit down and be telling the kids, do this, do that, do this, do that. But when it comes to them, they never stand up to do anything. So how do you think your child is going also to do what you're asking them to do? They look at you and they're like, but you're also lazy. Why are you asking me to do this? These are kids, and they take. And another thing also that I saw, like, my husband suggested, like, to just create maybe a timetable that this one is cleaning this day, this one cleans this day, this one cleans this and that, this and that, this and that. So it helps to show that, okay, there is teamwork, and nobody will be looking for rewards after that, because people will be interested to say, okay, today I did the bathroom, tomorrow someone else is doing the bathroom. So all of us, we are working. So we are in a way reinforcing shared responsibilities, without paying anything. Have you heard of some parents complaining that their kids as old as even 10, 11, they can't even boil water? And you're like, no, that can't happen. Yes, it does happen. I've heard some parents complain that their kids cannot even use a washing machine. Well, when I grew up, I didn't have a washing machine. I used my hands, And I have seen something that works for me as well is that I have a washing machine, yes, but there is a sense of teach them how to use their hands as well. What if one day, if they move out and where they are going to stay, there's no dishwasher or washing machine, and then what? They need to learn how to use their hands, because it's just a life skill, And when they grow up, whatever you have taught them to do, whether it's cooking, it's cleaning, they're not going to rely on anybody. This also helps kids to have freedom. You are not scared to leave them. You are not scared that when they go, how are they going to cope? You don't stress all about that, because already you have trained them. And so you have boosted their confidence. You have shown them how to be able to handle tasks on their own. So obviously, if they're going out, you 100% sure that they are going to make it, and they are not going to be calling you one day and say, hey mom, how do I boil water? Hey mom, how do I make tea? How do I make coffee? So just try, and don't wait until they are older to say I'll teach them when they are old. I'll teach them when they're old. Don't do that. When they are old, it's going to be difficult for you to start teaching them that this is how you work. This is how you do work. This is how you do this. Nobody wants to hear that. And when you're also teaching them about house chores, they spend more time doing house chores than being on the phone, being on the laptop, playing games, doing just nonsense or rubbish, because you are taking that time, the time they are supposed to be on game, because these kids, they get bored. And when they get bored, it's either the phone, the tablet, or the TV. So what a better way, because you cannot be talking about school every day, every minute. There is a time that you also want them to rest. So how do they rest if you are just telling them about, if you're not even encouraging them to do any housework? So be that parent that will say, hey, go and clean your room. I want to see that room clean. When you finish, take picture and come and show me. And that is like literally what my kids do. I don't even ask them to bring me a picture. They do it themselves. And sometimes I'll tell them, well, if you're not going to do this, there is no 1 hour time gaming for you, because you cannot close that as well for them. At least you give them that 1 hour or 30 minutes to play on the laptop and see what they are playing, if it is good for them, if it is not good for them, you check. So you are, as a parent, you are the one who is teaching these kids early enough. You are the one who is going to set a foundation for them for the future. You are the one who is going to be, embarrassed when they grow up, because once they grow up and they don't know how to do anything, the blame all comes to you. Oh, this child, the parent didn't train him well, didn't train her well. She doesn't know how to do this. She doesn't know how to cook rice. She doesn't know how to boil egg. What type of a parent? Everything will come down to you. So I'm telling you that you try and inculcate all this while they are very young. As long as they start working, some kids will already start doing work. And some kids, you don't even need to teach them to say do. They see what you're doing and they just want to imitate you. That is it. So I remember growing up that when you came from school, that was the time that as soon as we arrive, before we even start eating, you take your socks, you wash them, you take your shoes, you polish them. Your uniform, if it's dirty, you wash it. And we used to wash my clothes for school. I used to wash 2 times in a week. And so that is what you do. And then you have time for homework. All these things, they help you to prioritize when you grow up. So now you wake up, you already know that I'm going to wake up and start doing this and this and this and this. You're not going to start waking up and watch TV, because if you are trained that you have to prioritize house chores, then you will not even be thinking about sitting down and watching TV. So even some of our kids, they like to do that they wake up and sometimes they don't know what to do. It's because we are not telling them what they should do. We need to be telling them, hey, when you wake up, this is what you're going to do. Or even if it's a duty roster is there, they can see it. Okay, this is what I'm supposed to do when I wake up, and this is what I'm supposed to do at this time. It helps them. It's going to help them in school. It's going to help them in whatever job they are going to get. It's going to help them in their life. What are the important things that I need to do first? As much as our life is busy, that they are having school, they are having house chores, they are having hobbies, everything they are doing, it helps them time management. Also that even if you are doing house projects inside the house, these kids, when you involve them, they are going to learn 1 or 2 things from just watching. Or if you just give them small things to do this, do that, bring for me this, bring for me that. When you give them those tasks, and when they complete those tasks, they are going to feel so satisfied, like, oh, I actually did something. It's different from, oh, I was playing video game. Okay, what did you achieve? Oh, nothing, it's just play. So it's a different type of feeling that kids will have. And it also helps them that later on in life, they are going to face more challenges. They are going to face workforce. They are going to face the world, which is so brutal. So if we are now holding them like eggs, my baby, she's too small. My baby, she's too thin. This one does not even have power. I can't even ask him to do this or to do that. Trust me, when they grow up, they're going to blame you because you did not prepare them. So let's keep on doing what is best, guys, for this our kids. They are the future, and we as our generation and generations to come, we need to do better. Either way, guys, you are doing so well. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, any contribution, please drop them in the comments. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Bye.